Hey guys, so we just got to Basil's doctor's appointment and she's getting a brace put on her hand today and she's gonna sleep with it every night. And then so I think it's a skeletal issue, but they're gonna just take a look at it and see what's going on. So ever since she was born, these knuckles are just bent, like they're just stuck like that, and then this top one is bent this way. So it's like a joint thing or a knuckle thing. We don't really know yet. And so we're going to get that figured out. Hopefully the splinting her fingers will help. It'll just like try to straighten them at night, but we don't want to hurt her, you know. So, and then next week we go to Oakland for her surgery. So we have to be there for a week. She has to get tested for COVID-19 first, and then we'll find out results for that on the following day. And then the day after that, she'll have her surgery at 8 in the morning on that Wednesday. And then we'll have to stay for a couple days after that for recovery. So I'll talk to you about that more in the next video. I'll do that. But I just wanted to touch base a little bit like on her. So she, just to inform all of you about her a little bit more, so she has her G-tubes feedings, which I covered that already in like previous videos, and it was recorded that she was failure to thrive right after she was born. So she was in the NICU for 19 days, 20 days, something like that, and then it was recorded that she was failure to thrive. And then they recorded like global developmental delay, and she didn't roll over until 11 months old. She still can't like sit up on her own. She doesn't try to crawl. She does do push-ups. So her right arm is bigger and longer than her left arm, so she does one-handed push-up. It's pretty cool. So that was exciting when she started to do that. And then she has low set ears. So we've seen 11 different doctors the first year of her life. So we've seen a geneticist here locally, but he doesn't know what syndrome or what disorder she has. And so they want to refer us to go to Stanford in California. So he's just like, I don't know what it is. We've done, you know, several different blood tests, and she's had a full microarray of all of her chromosomes, all of that. Like everything that we try comes back normal, but there's definitely something. And so she has like craniofacial anomaly. Her chin is super tiny. When she was born, her nose was completely smashed in, and that's something that we're doing today too. She has little cute eyeglasses. I'll get those out. So she has these little cute pink eyeglasses. They're adorable on her, but since her nose is so tiny, they just fall off her face. And then she has low set ears as well, so they fall off like her ears. And she does have this elastic band, and that's supposed to help keep them on. But you know how like a headlamp has a strap that goes over the top, so maybe we're thinking that like that's what we're gonna have to do for her. We'll just see what they come up with, but they're gonna take a look at her. And she had a really big head, and it was just like it was super flat in the back, and then it was growing out on the sides more than from front to back. So we got her into a cranial helmet. For 6 months she wore that helmet. And I wish I started YouTubing like the vlogs and stuff before like the first year of her life, but that's okay. Just so you guys can like go through all of this journey with us, but it's not too late to start. So I'm just trying to catch you all up. She's such a sweetheart, and I love her more than anything else in the world. In utero, when I was pregnant with her, everything was completely normal and completely fine, but she did have a 2-vessel cord. And when I delivered her, her head, her soft spot, usually babies just have a soft spot on the top of their head right here, but her soft spot went all the way from between her eyes. It was completely sunken in right here, all the way back to the bottom, to the top of her neck, like the bottom of her skull. So her soft spot, it was like she had the two different brains, you know, like the two sides of your brain were completely separated on her, and all of this was completely soft, a soft spot, and sunken in when she was born. So that instantly worried us when we saw her for the first time. And then she wasn't breathing very well, so she had to get on oxygen, and the 2-vessel cord instead of 3, and then the placenta. With Libby, I remember seeing the placenta, and it was huge, and tell she was so healthy, and her cord was really thick and white, and just like everything looked so good with Libby. But with Basie, her placenta came out in like shred to pieces, and it was so stringy. She has low muscle tone and neuromuscular weakness, which is what they also recorded. And yeah, something else to say about the placenta, like it was just super thin and fragile is how I always describe it. And with her eyes, so her pupil is not just a normal round pupil, it's a coloboma. She has a coloboma in her eye, so it makes her pupil drops down into a key shape, and I'll include a picture right there so you can all see what a coloboma looks like of her eye. And the doctor wasn't sure if it would affect her vision or not, but it has grown in size, and that's why her prescription is so bad, I think. And then another thing with her, she doesn't bear weight on her legs. The older she gets, she's starting to, like, her right side is definitely stronger with her arms and her legs. Her right is longer and it's stronger, and so she kind of puts a little bit of weight on her right leg. But with her left leg, she's 15 months old, and she's never stood on her feet. That's something too, like maybe they mentioned during delivery, if she, had got some water in her lungs, and if she, it was too long before she came out, there was a chance of her brain being damaged a little bit, and that's, cerebral palsy, and that could be an effect from that. And then how she just straightens her whole body, or it took her the longest time to even want to sit up and sit forward. So she just wanted to throw her body back. And I think that's why her head got so flat in the beginning too, because she was in the NICU for 20 days and heart didn't even move or roll over or anything, and they really don't hold those babies very often, especially being a G-tube baby. They didn't try to bottle feed her, they hooked her up to the G-tube, and left her, and she didn't cry, she didn't want attention. She's so calm and content all the time. She's such a good baby. And so yeah, I think it's just all of the above. She didn't teach herself at a young age to sit up, and so she was just content with being on her back all the time. And yeah, she's only 2% is what they tell us. We meet with a dietitian. how often? Like every 2 weeks. And then we meet with a physical therapist twice a month. And we also meet with a speech therapist because she doesn't eat by mouth. We're really focused on getting her, sensory play and just playing with her hands, getting different textures, different just feels, on her fingers and on her arms, and just kind of letting her feel grass and sand and water, and just like I've been doing shaving cream and different just like fruits and just all different feels. I had her grab a handful of strawberries, so it's just really squishy, and that's really important. And then once she gets used to feeling different things, then hopefully she'll want to start putting stuff in her mouth, because she really doesn't do that at all yet. And so I just think it's, she'll learn on her own time, she'll grow on her own time. I feed her, max calories, so I just keep putting them into her every 3 hours, and I just really push the calories on her. So I keep up with that, and just to make her full and happy, and hopefully, we'll figure out whatever she has, and maybe going to California will be a good thing, and we'll meet the right doctor that can tell us, what syndrome or disorder it is, and then we'll be able to understand her a little bit better. So, see if she's awake. Aww, she's still sleeping, sweet baby. She usually doesn't take a nap, but it's nice and warm in the car, and it was a long drive for us, so. Oh, hi, are you waking up? Are you waking up, honey? She's so sweet. Alright, well, we're gonna walk into the doctor's office, and I'll show you what her brace looks like afterwards. There's Bais! Oh, sorry. The sun. There's Bais. Her arm splint. So it's just taking those little bent fingers and straightening them. She's not too sure about it. Alright, she'll get used to it though. We'll do an hour today, 2 hours tonight, 3 hours tomorrow, kind of thing. So, and work in 8 hours. I hope it helps.
Here, can you give me a spoon?
In a minute.
Alright.
No, it's okay.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, you hold this right here, Kara. What do you think, Bais girl? What do you think?
Hi. Hi. Hi to Bais. Who's that?
Hi, Basie. Is that sister? Wow, those are cute on you. Those are cute.
Hi. Say hi, Mama.
Hi, Bais. Hello, sugars.
Oh.
You look so cute. What do you think? I know, don't fall on
She's
them,
like,
huh?
I love them. I'm not so sure about that. That's okay.
Hi. Hi. Is that the Mama?